Yes, all right. So I just want to say thank you again for being here for the Engineering in Sorrento info session. It's a brand new program that we're really excited to share with you. And I think you'll learn a lot in this info session, thanks to Jess and Kyle. Oops, and it's not going. There we go. So I'm Renee Salter. I am the advisor coordinator in international programs in engineering, and I'm responsible for this program on the U of M side. And I'll let Kyle and Jess introduce themselves.
Everyone, Kyle Cox here, the University Relations Director, who's got the connections with you folks there at University of Michigan. So happy to be joining you virtually. Thank you so much for joining the presentation.
And my name is Jess Jones. I am Vice President of Partnerships at CIS Abroad, and I work a lot with our custom programs, of which this is one. So this is a program that was tailor-made for engineering students, and we're really excited to launch it and to tell you more about it.
All right, thank you. Welcome both, and thank you for being here. So just a brief overview of the program for summer 2023. The dates are May 28th through August 5th, so I believe that's 10 weeks. Our program fee at U of M for this is $12,360. For housing, it is a shared bedroom in a dorm or an apartment. And we have two deadlines for this. December 6th is the priority application deadline, and the final deadline is February 8th. We definitely encourage you to apply for the priority application deadline, just because if the program fills up, there may not be spots available in February. So you can always come talk to me closer to the priority deadline if you have any questions, and I can give you a better idea. So why should you study engineering abroad? So it can help you to see the world. You earn U of M credits and get ahead in your studies. You immerse yourself in a new culture. I don't see anything about food here, but that's definitely an important part of it. Tasting all the delicious food that they have in Italy. You make yourself more marketable, so it's something good that can go on your resume. And there's a unique aspect to this program that Jess will talk about in a few slides, but this program definitely has an opportunity to add to your marketability. You can find new interests and make new friends. It's great personal development to spend time away from home, away from what you know, and really explore the new culture. And you also can set yourself apart for graduate school admissions if that is in your future. And Kyle, I believe this is you.
Yes, this is me. Who is CIS Abroad? At CIS Abroad, we believe in the power of education abroad to transform us and our world. Here in this photo, you'll see our whole team at a recent company gathering outside our dog-friendly office in a beautiful and sustainably refurbished factory building in East Hampton, Massachusetts. It's been 22 years since we sent our first students abroad to New South Wales in Australia. And pre-pandemic, we sent over 3,000 students a year on our study, intern, and customized faculty-led programming in over 35 different countries on all continents, but Antarctica, of course. We belong to several national and international organizations that help guide best practices in our field, and we are proud to have won the awards that you see on the screen in the past few years. More about us at the Center for International Studies. We stay true to our mission, our vision, and our values. We spark growth. Every day, we create a more connected and compassionate world where everyone can achieve their potential. We provide university students with the best value in education abroad, considering affordability, academic relevance, cultural immersion, and support. And we are boldly committed to providing the highest quality service to students, to their families, and to their home institutions as our trusted partner in education abroad. Our values are fun, trust, passion, change and growth, and cultural curiosity. And these aren't just buzzwords that you're seeing on your screen. They inform our hiring practices, they inform the decisions that we make, who we partner with, and more. More about your time abroad in Sorrento, Italy. Our partner institution in Sorrento, Italy, where this program will take place, is the Santa Anna Institute. The Santa Anna Institute sits high atop the cliffs near the colorful Amalfi Coast. Amalfi. I always mispronounce that.
I do
And
too.
the Santa Ana Institute courses are rooted in experiential learning, which means you'll get a unique and hands-on experience. When you're not studying, you can join service learning opportunities, join language exchange groups, and volunteer projects, as well as explore the city and the food, Renee, and relax.
Thanks, Kyle. I want to talk to you about the program options. So there's basically two different tracks you could consider for this program. And we're just going to, for simplicity's sake, call them option A and option B. And so option A, both options, you would enroll in a specific physics course plus a lab. That's 5 credits total. And in option A, you can add on. So the program is 10 weeks total. Option A would be you're taking physics for the duration of the program, all 10 weeks, but it's split into 2 sessions. So the first session is 5 weeks and the second session is 5 weeks. And with option A, you can enroll in the physics, of course, but then also a humanities focused or sustainability focused course in session 1, and then a different one in session 2. Alternatively, for option B, again, you're taking physics in the lab the entire time. But during session 1, you can enroll in an elective course that I previously mentioned. And then in the second session, you could have a practical work experience. So this is very different from an internship. I want to make that very clear. You will do an internship later on in your tenure at U of M. But this would be a practical work experience, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a few slides, with the opportunity to earn a micro-credential, which you may or may not have heard of. So I'm going to talk about that on the next slide as well. The technical course, so I mentioned for both of those options, you will enroll in physics 2 and a lab. There is a prerequisite from U of M, so you have to have taken physics and passed physics 140 or 160 and math 116, 121, you can read the numbers. And this course will transfer back to U of M as physics 240 and 241. These are the faculty members at Santana who will teach physics in the lab. Zahra and Paolo are fascinating, the two of them, in a variety of different ways. Zahra just finished her PhD, and she's originally from Iran. And just, you'll learn more about her as time goes on. I don't have their full bios with me. I'm so sorry about that. And then Paolo, a really fun fact about him is that he is a pizza expert, and that is saying something in Italy. It is a skill, you develop it, it is taken very seriously. So you'll learn a lot from the two of them in a variety of ways. For the other courses, so in option A, remember there's 2 sessions, physics spans both sessions, and then in session 1 and session 2, you can choose 2 different elective courses. These are some of the courses that you can take. And you'll see here, this is also listed in mCompass if you have questions after, or you can rewatch this recording, but you'll see what they transfer back to U of M as, so that you don't have to wonder, if I register for this class, what is it going to come back as on my transcript? So there's some really interesting topics. These courses are typically some of the more popular ones at Santana from all of the study abroad students that we send there. So take a look at those. And then for option B, I mentioned this practical work experience. So it's not an internship. So then what is it? It is a guided practicum. You can think of it like that. So it includes a practical work experience in a field setting, as well as some academic coursework that allows for reflection and documentation of the skills that you'll be practicing and learning. You'll collaborate with the worksite supervisor and Santana's coordinator, who facilitates the placement and the matching process. You'll design objectives and projects that mutually benefit you and the employer. Through doing this, there's an online curriculum that our faculty member administers. It's asynchronous and some parts are synchronous, but you'll earn a working across cultures micro-credential upon successful completion of the curriculum. What is a micro-credential? Micro-credentials are another way for you to showcase your specific skills and competencies. So they allow employers to more easily recognize the skills you've developed through experiences. We have virtual experiences or on-site experiences. Ultimately, the skills that you acquire as part of a micro-credential help set you apart from the pack. Think of it that way. And then they improve your employability. So like quite literally, upon completion, you will have a badge that is it's created through a platform called Badger, and you can post that on your LinkedIn profile where employers are looking at you. So think of it as not leaving things to chance by assuming that employers know how skilled you have become as a result of your practical work experience abroad. Tell them via a micro-credential. You can read more about that. Another quick thing, what you can do with your micro-credential is you can share it widely across those virtual social media platforms, like adding it to your LinkedIn profile. You can share it with your contacts and the greater community. You can I've seen it in email signatures. I've seen it on business cards. It enhances your professional profile ultimately. Add it to your resume, refer to it in your cover letter, etc. I'm getting over a cold, so excuse me. The particular micro-credential that you will earn through CIS Abroad is the Working Across Cultures micro-credential. This is a micro-credential that documents you've developed certain key competencies that the National Association of Colleges and Employers, or NACE for short, has designated as being essential for new college grads. So specifically, this micro-credential is going to indicate to potential employers that you've demonstrated the skills in the areas of professionalism, critical thinking, equity and inclusion, and teamwork. The requirements so not only are you participating in the work experience abroad, but you also have to successfully complete each module of the online curriculum. There's the practicum work hours, which I've mentioned, and then receiving a positive final supervisor evaluation. There's some live class meetings that you will need to actively engage in with the instructor. And then there's a reflection paper, as well as some sort of final video presentation or something similar, where you deliver ultimately the outcomes and the results of your work experience. How does this work in terms of placement and matching? So you will indicate your interest in either option B or option A. And if you indicate interest in option B, once we receive, your application, Santana's coordinator will have a formal interview with you through Google Meet to really understand what are you looking for, what type of work are you looking to be doing, what kind of skills are you looking to learn. And then they will start moving forward in finding a match. So we want a match to be mutually beneficial to not just your interests, but also the employer that will be employing you. You will know who you're working with and the types of work that you're doing prior to arrival. When you arrive, everyone in the program, regardless of the track, will participate in an orientation and on-site health and safety orientation. And then those in the option B, so the practical work experience track, will have an additional orientation that focuses on what it means to work in Italy, where are you going, and all of that to make sure that you're set up for success. And just to clarify, this involves 10 hours a week. So 50 hours total in one of those sessions. So obviously you're engineering students interested in this program. So there are opportunities for these practical experiences in engineering fields, and also some other fields related to engineering. So that is absolutely an option that you might be interested in. But I also wanted to mention that there are placements, if you go to the next slide, Renee, there are also placements, because this isn't your internship. You will still pursue your internship. I'm assuming your junior year. This might also be an opportunity for you to explore another one of your passions. So maybe you're passionate about gender studies or women's rights, or immigrants, or you name it. So they have opportunities for these practical work experiences in a variety of fields. So I would just encourage you to think about that and consider if that's something that you would be interested in doing. And these are just some of the other examples. So you could interact, like if history is your thing, or if art is your thing, you could actually interact with artifacts, study them up close. You know, Pompeii is right there, Mount Vesuvius, and the lost city of Pompeii is one of the excursions that's often included on our program, which Kyle will talk about in a minute. So there's a lot of opportunities. And then again, on the next slide, there's even more. So you might be really passionate about fitness and health, and there might be opportunities for you to work among the community with that as your focus. So that's just something that I wanted you to consider.
There we go.
Yes, and on to those aforementioned excursions, some of that fun that you saw in our values. We build excursions into our programs, and past excursions during the summer in Sorrento have been to Capri and Naples, where pizzas originated, and as Jess said, Mount Vesuvius and neighboring the lost city of Pompeii. At CIS Abroad, we are committed to helping you live the local life. Built into each of our programs is our Local Life Culture series. It's facilitated by the CIS Abroad site director, and the activities combine high energy group challenges with more focused cultural encounters and reflections to encourage you to create dialogue about issues in the local environment, to share cultural experiences and observations with fellow students, to engage with the local community, and to compare the cultures at home with abroad. Main objectives of the Local Life series are to encourage or to increase your experience of culture, including cultural differences, and to provide you the opportunity to process your thought. I want to challenge you to understand more of what you're seeing, feeling, perceiving, while helping you to understand more of the issues that confront the local community and increase your cultural awareness, sensitivity, and understanding. So here you see us in Sorrento. Two of our local activities are pizza making, of course, and fishing. Fishing is a big part of the local culture and commerce. And now housing, while you're in Santa Ana Institute, you'll stay on the campus residence hall or in a shared apartment. The residence hall is located in the same building as classes. And in the residence hall, students stay in a shared room with an in-suite bathroom and a shared kitchen, common area. There is also a large terrace overlooking the bay, so sweet views from your dorm room. If the residence hall fills, you have the option to live in double rooms in shared apartments. The apartments are fully furnished except for towels, and apartments are located in the historic center of town.
So this is me. So you're probably wondering how you might fund this. We have scholarships and grants available through international programs in engineering. There's the COE Go Global Fund, First Generation Undergrad Fund, Experiential Learning Fund. Those you're automatically eligible for when you complete your application. There are questions within MCompass, so you don't have to fill out anything separate for that. We also have blogger positions through IPE. So you may have seen our Tumblr where we have past participants' blog posts from all the different programs. Of course, you know, Sorrento is a new program, so you won't be able to read anything about it yet, but one of you could be a blogger for that and shape the blog for students who participate in the future. And then, of course, there are also external scholarships. So you can, you know, just as you would apply for any other scholarship, not through U of M or IPE, you can follow that process if you're able to find some. So for the application process, you want to talk to your engineering advisor, so your departmental advisor, to see if this would fit into your trajectory for your courses, and then of course meeting with an IPE advisor. So I'm the, as you know, the advisor for this program. So you could schedule a meeting with me to learn more. And then you would open an application in mCompass and make sure you submit that again by December 6th for the priority deadline and February 8th for the final deadline. And then once you are nominated by IPE, then you would complete portal materials for CIS in their system. And then you go abroad and enjoy your time making pizza, learning about physics, and whatever other course you choose. So who's eligible? It's a minimum of a 2.5 GPA. You have to be a College of Engineering student at the Ann Arbor campus in good academic standing. Undergraduate students only and first-year students or above. So by the time you start the program, you need to have completed 2 semesters at U of M. There's no foreign language proficiency for the program, as all the courses are conducted in English. You need to have a valid passport, and that is something that we do check. So make sure that it's valid through 6 months after the program end date. So some countries will not let you in if you don't have that 6 months. So make sure you check that and get started on reapplying for a passport if you need to do that. And you also have to meet the prerequisites for the intended coursework by the time the program starts. So you would have to have completed Physics 140, as we showed you a little earlier in the presentation, and that one of those math courses. So what is included in the program fee? Tuition for the courses, U of M health insurance through GeoBlue, our pre-departure orientation that will be held on a Saturday in March, I believe. It's on the website. Your accommodations are included, airport pickup and drop off, and orientation on site, different events, the wonderful excursions that we talked about, a discount card for local restaurants and shops, and CIS Abroad support services, and the local life cultural program and micro-credential. And again, just the next steps with IPE, make sure you finish your application by the deadline. And you'll note your preferred non-technical course or courses in the application, but you will have the opportunity to finalize those with CIS Abroad. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And your application will be reviewed by IPE, and you'll know within about a week if you have been accepted. And then you have to confirm your participation for the priority deadline by January 10th. So you can kind of think of it over winter break, and the regular deadline by February 22nd. If we do have a large number of applicants, you might be placed on the wait list, and then we would notify you if a spot opens for you. And you should also note, if you are not a US citizen, you'll have to check the official website for Italy to determine if you need a visa. And IPE does not assist with visa applications. So that's something to note in case that applies to you. And there's me. So I'm the lead advisor for this program. You've already taken the first step, which is a great first step, by attending this session where you can hear straight from the horse's mouth what the program is like. But we also have summer advising 101 sessions that you can attend. And of course, you can always schedule an appointment with me or any of the other advisors here. So with that, I'd like to open it up to questions if anyone has any. And I'll just take this off of my face and put it back here. So are there any questions?
While people are thinking about questions, I have been to Sorrento the summer before the pandemic. And I will say, if you're unfamiliar with it, or if you've never been to Italy, or maybe you have, but it's like a small feeling town. It's very difficult to get lost, but you can also wander the streets for hours and find yourself with a new beautiful view. The campus overlooks the true marina. So one side of the building, all you see is ocean, and you can see Mount Vesuvius in the background. It's actually so stunning. It's my favorite of our Italy locations. And I also love Rome and Florence, but this is an amazing, amazing location because you get the experience to really be truly immersed in this small city. and not feel like it's just less of an overwhelming feeling, in my humble opinion.
Thank you. I want to visit there now too.
I know, I want to go back.
So now's a great opportunity for any questions. Since we have Jess and Kyle up, we have a question in the chat. It looks like, how many days a week do classes typically run?
Great question. Typically Monday through Thursday. Every now and then there will be a Friday class, but often Fridays will be open, or at least in the afternoons, for students who want to explore and either explore other parts of Italy or other parts of Europe. Great question. Differences between the internships and the work experience. I'm happy to describe this. So an internship, we're really sensitive to the fact that when you are ready to do your internship as an engineering student at U of M, you are going to have coursework behind you and some practical skills that will really allow you to get very intricate in your placement with an internship. So since this program is really for that second year physics course that you can take at U of M, and it's very difficult, we know in our field, for engineering students to study abroad, because once you get deeper into that course curriculum, it's just harder to find the courses abroad. So we partnered with the engineering department, the international office at U of M, to understand what is a course that's easily transferable. And this is where the physics came into play. But knowing you all, most likely we're assuming that most of the students will be rising sophomores. There won't be as much of the experience that employers will need to see to have what you would expect for an internship. So that's why we're referring to it as more of a practicum, a practical work experience, where you still have the opportunity to work, to gain work experience, but it might not be a very technical placement that you would expect, let's say, in your junior internship abroad. Hopefully that's helpful. It's also not for credit. So you'll notice the difference in the credits. Option A, you get 11 credits because you're taking the 5 credits, the physics plus the lab, and then the 2, I keep doing this and it works out perfectly. It's 5 weeks and 5 weeks. And then the 2 elective courses. In option B, you're taking the physics plus 1 elective and then plus the work practical experience, but it's only 8 credits plus the micro credential. So hopefully that helps. And then how many people do we estimate will be part of the program? Great question. I will let Renee speak to that, but I will say from a CIS Abroad perspective, you will be studying alongside our summer program. So CIS Abroad offers study abroad programs year-round, internship programs, all of these things. And so there will be students on our summer 1 and summer 2 sessions from other parts of the country studying in Sorrento. So it won't feel like a U of M sort of island group. You will be among peers from all across the country.
And just for the physics course, is that just for U of M students, or will there also be other?
We're hoping that there will be other students. Right now, it's just set up for U of M, but we're finalizing our launch for summer programming, and we're hoping to open that up to other engineering students from other maybe Big 10 schools or other engineering departments.
Okay, that's good to hear. So on our end, we're not sure how many people will end up going. We obviously hope to send as many as we can. Right now, I want to say, I think there are about 15 or 16 students who have opened an application. So that doesn't mean they've finished it or that they'll follow through with submitting, but that shows good interest in it, especially at the priority deadline. So we're definitely hoping that we can send a good cohort of students over to Sorrento. Any other questions? I'll give you a minute just in case anyone is typing in the chat. Also, I used to be a teacher, so I can give the good amount of wait time so that everyone has a chance to think. All right, well, if there are no more questions, we'll let everyone get on with their day. And I just want to say again, thank you so much, Jess and Kyle, for being here and giving us this wonderful presentation full of beautiful pictures that now make me really need to go to Sorrento and check it out, and hopefully lots of our students too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you for attending.